Napoli fans around the world, welcome to Napoli Talk. Now, Napoli lost 3-1 against Atalanta, and for any of you guys that follow me on Twitter, you will know that today is all about me going hard on this team. Going extremely hard on this team, guys. It was disgraceful. I have no other words to describe this. Everything else I will say about this Napoli team is probably just gonna go downhill from here. It was a lackluster performance, and guys, these players and Gattuso need to hang their heads in shame. I'm going to go over Gattuso's press conference later, and if I hear a single excuse, guys, I will start throwing stuff. Guys, I cannot for the life of me understand Gattuso's excuses if he has any. Now, you guys can talk to me about, and I've defended Gattuso in the past, but you can talk about injuries, you can talk about fixtures. Guys, everybody's had COVID. All the teams suffer from COVID, all the teams suffer from injuries, all the teams that want to be at the top, they have a lot of games. Now, you have to question Gattuso's starting 11. You have our most informed player alongside Lozano, which is Politano, on the bench. On the bench instead of who? Insigne, who hasn't had a good game since Benevento in October. Are we serious? We have Politano, who makes a goal or assist every 92 minutes on the bench in a game where we needed to score. We knew Atalanta was going to score. You really think you're going to keep Atalanta 0 goals, home and away? They're not stupid. If Gattuso saw the first game, he would have realized that they didn't score because of a few lucky escapes from us. So you keep in a game that you need to score, you keep Politano on the bench. He's the most informed player alongside Lozano right now. And don't get me started about, we were missing Koulibaly and Maksimovic. Guys, we will go over just how bad defensively Napoli were. We'll go over that. But I don't want to hear that as an excuse. I don't want to hear that. Because Gattuso, it's not like we just bought Maksimovic or Rahmani. Guys, these are players that Maksimovic has been in this team for years. Rahmani, he's an established international player. Okay, fine, he plays for Kosovo or whatever, but he's a captain of his national team. He played last year for Verona under Juric, and they got a really good top 8 performance. He was one of their best players. Gattuso's had him for 7 months now? 8 months? How long has it been? He basically started off, he started off from day 1 in the retreat. Day one in the retreat. How are we going to justify that Rahmani still needs to get used to this team? Or, if he wasn't good enough, if Rahmani wasn't good enough, then it should have been Giuntoli and Gattuso to buy someone over the winter, because Gattuso had enough time to evaluate Rahmani. I don't want to hear it that Rahmani, it's because he was playing, or, it is his fault. It is his fault. There's so many goals that are his fault. His performance was so disappointing. But I don't want to hear the excuse that it's Koulibaly and Manolas missing. Napoli should be a team that's good enough regardless who plays. We should have 23 good players, good enough players. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, guys. I for the life of me, I can't understand why, on such a crucial game against Atalanta is the first time we try out Maksimovic Rahmani starting 11 when we could have tried it out in any Europa League game. Instead, we find ourselves starting Rahmani Maksimovic for the first time in against Atalanta. Wasn't it better maybe to I don't know, start Giovanni Di Lorenzo center back instead of Rahmani at this point. Because obviously Gattuso doesn't find him suitable enough. And I haven't even started talking about the game. I'm just talking about Gattuso's starting formation right now. Right, let's see what you guys have to say in the comments, guys. I have control over the chat. I can scroll up and down. Usually I just leave it there, and it, if I miss a comment, I can't get back to it. This time I'm taking control over the chat, so I can scroll up and down as much as I want to. I can chat on it if I want to. So hopefully that's a feature that you guys will appreciate. Just starting from any random comment, let's see. Anthony Giampaolo is saying, Insigne is a loser, man. No disrespect to him, but he isn't anywhere near as good for Napoli as some think. Guys, I've never seen a captain perform consistently so inconsistently as Insigne. I've never in my life seen a captain of any other team be so inconsistent. Name one captain that goes away for 2 months and doesn't perform once for 2 months. Name one captain. I dare you to name one captain. Impossible. Anthony, you have a point, and I am sick to death of that. We need a leader who's going to perform every single game. And it's okay to have one-off. It's okay, but we're talking about a one-off. I have never seen a captain disappear for 2 months when the team needed him the most, when he's physically fit. Just disappear like that. I've never seen that. Anthony is saying Demme should have started for sure. Guys, I think Bakayoko actually started off the first 10 minutes all right. And then he started his usual backwards passing. But I'll actually analyze how well Bakayoko started, strangely enough. I'll actually tell you guys that I thought this was going to be in the first 10 minutes or 9 minutes a really promising game for Napoli. And then he disappeared as he always does. If he's got only 9 minutes in his leg, Gattuso can't be playing him from the start. Simon says, this was the worst first half from Napoli this season, period. Even losses versus Spezia and Genoa, we created lots of chances and dominated. Guys, the first half, we had 0 shots. Not even on target. 0. Okay, we had 2 shots with Insigne. But apart from that, 0 shots. 0 significant shots. 0. Created nothing, and it's all because of Rahmani. I will explain why we created nothing because of Rahmani. Okay, this might sound, crazy to you guys. What does a center back have to do? Guys, Rahmani, I cannot understand what he was doing on that field. I cannot understand. Guys, I'm trying to analyze this game as rationally as possible, trying not to get my emotions involved. I try to be objective, guys. I really do. But I cannot understand. A professional player that got to play for Napoli plays so poorly and affects the team so much in every phase, in attacking, defending, transitioning. Guys, I have no idea. Probably I could pick any one of you in this chat who could play better than Rahmani. Any one of you. Let's see. Roberto Longo say I'd use Demme over Insigne as captain. Fair point. Anthony's saying, I know, Dom, look at us on paper. We shouldn't need to rely always on the big guys. That's true. Age-wise is saying Cioffi wouldn't take as stupid shots as Insigne. Going to the more recent one. Gattuso out. Even Greece kicked him out in Crete. He had a period in Crete, Gattuso, and they kicked him out. Guys, that period was quite turbulent. It was, if I don't remember wrongly, or should I say if I don't remember correctly, there were problems with the players' salaries not getting paid. And there's the famous video of Gattuso saying, sometimes we play bad, sometimes we play good. To not swear, or to not actively try to swear on my videos. I try not to do that, guys. I really try. It's difficult. Sometimes it might slip out. I really try to keep this as, not professional, because it's nothing professional here, but I try to keep this as, PG as possible, guys. I also don't want to affect anything with my YouTube algorithm, because just trying to keep it. But you've all seen the video where Gattuso's like, oh, sometimes maybe and sometimes maybe good. That was in Crete, and his experience there terminated. Striking V3 in is saying also Osimhen was horrible, just diving. Guys, Osimhen didn't have a good game. I thought, okay, it's been a month that you've come back. First start, there's not even the excuse that you're coming into a game halfway through. Do something more. Although the opportunity that he missed, guys, we'll analyze it in a bit. I wouldn't say it's entirely his fault. The pass that he got was actually pretty bad. And we'll see that. We have still images. We'll see that. Sometimes in video format, it's not easy to see. Actually, me taking screenshots while I watch the game actually allows you to assess the position much better. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Giuseppe Serrao is saying, these players have no soul. It is not only Gattuso's fault, but you cannot send away all the players. Then you have to change their coach. Exactly, guys. I mean, we've had problems like this with... these are the same players that were there. A lot of these guys, Insigne, Koulibaly, Mertens. There's some players that have been there since Benitez, guys. There's been several different... managers. We've had Benitez, we've had Ancelotti, we've had Sarri, and we've always had a problem. We've always had a personality problem with this team. The only players that had personality in this team were Reina and Albiol, and we didn't renew them. We kicked them out when they could still, to this day, perform. To this day. We could say Hamsik was a silent leader. But I think the true leaders in that team were definitely Albiol and Reina. Guys, I understand I'm a bit laggy. Sorry, Danny Bum. It's just because there's a lot of people entering the stream all at once, guys. There's 60 of us. Once that settles down, with people coming and going, then the stream will settle down as well. Guys, let me just before I go into the video of analyzing Napoli, let me just remind you over here, if I can point my finger. Anyways, you guys get it. 1 like or sub equals 1 cent to the Fondazione Cannavaro Ferrara. I will make a video about this, about what they do. But obviously, Cannavaro Ferrara, ex-Napoli players, they have a charity to help out the local area in Naples. They also do different football-related activities, helping raise money. They've recently bought an ambulance for what do you call it? Little babies, newborn babies, little babies. Sorry guys, but I will make a separate video just explaining this whole 1 like and 1 sub for this charity, so you guys know exactly where the money would be going. So guys, make sure you smash that like button. Don't do it, for Napoli. No one wants to smash a like button for Napoli right now. Do it for me. Do it for the algorithm. Do it for the Fondazione Cannavaro Ferrara. And guys, it already jumped up massively as I said that. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So if you are watching and you haven't smashed that like button, just keep smashing. Thank you. More comments, guys. Maximus is saying, because ADL has a stronghold on this club, he only cares about Champions League with his pocket. Yeah, guys, ADL has never truly built a team that can win the Scudetto. Never truly built it. Because if he did build a team that could win the Scudetto, his eye... Mario Rui would be the first out the door. No team that has ever won the Scudetto has had such awful players. And before I go into analyzing this game, Mario Rui's agent, which is actually the same as his eyes, came out this week and said there's a lot of criticism on Mario Rui. I wonder, or let's see in 2 to 3 years' time, who Napoli will have playing on the left. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? You think Napoli can't do better than Hizai and Mario Rui on the left? Dossena was better than you. Aronica was better than you. Are you serious right now? We can't find I could go and find someone in the youth team better than you. I mean, guys, Mario Rui, he has a good left foot. His left foot is actually worth something. Okay? Mother Nature gave him the talent with his left foot to do something with it. Because I don't want to know what Mario Rui would be doing in another life if he didn't have this left foot, because his brain is not attached to his neck. But he has a good left foot. He's not using it. He's not using it, guys. The way he approaches games, where he's half asleep, or it feels like he doesn't want to. He doesn't want Anthony saying Dom going off tonight, guys. I swear this can only go downhill from here. But guys, Mario Rui, the lack of effort that he shows game after game, it is just. We talk about putting in a shift and keeping your head in the game. What he did against Genoa, 5 attempts on goal. Mario Rui, he can't even score that on the PlayStation. What is he doing trying to do that in a professional game with an actual goalkeeper in goal? Mario Rui, what is he doing? He needs to start connecting his different neurons together, because guys, I can't understand what he's doing sometimes on that field. Zuniga was good. Exactly, Zuniga, probably our best left back actually in recent time. Zuniga was amazing. I missed, and then he got injured against Arsenal and broke his ACL right after signing a contract extension. But you've got agents coming out saying stuff like that. Really, you've got. And I said this the other day. I said it. I was like, I don't hear Milan or Juventus or Inter agents coming out and saying stuff like that, unless it was Icardi with Wanda Nara. That's a totally different issue. I'm not even gonna start it with that. And unless it's Mino Raiola with Donnarumma. But apart from those two, I have never heard in Juventus an agent saying that one of their players deserves to play, or I want to see what Juventus has in 2-3 years time. But for some reason, Mario Rui and his agent thinks he has the right to say something like that about Napoli. Are you kidding me? Really, guys? I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I don't know whether to laugh or cry when I hear stuff like that. Mario Rui earns more than Ilicic. His eye earns more than Pessina, says Giuseppe Serrao. I want to cry at this point. I think I've chosen. I want to cry because it's ridiculous. Napoli had the chance to sign Ilicic, had the chance to sign Gomez, didn't do it. Instead, we have players that are just below average. And you know what? I'm just going to go straight to the player ratings, guys. Forgive me for this, but I'm just gonna do it. And Lozano doesn't deserve a 0. Politano doesn't deserve a 0. But I'm trying to make a statement. Let me make a statement, guys. Let me make this statement, because. And if you guys follow my Instagram, I put a post where I had the actual ratings of the Genoa game, but everyone just had a clown face on them. And I just thought, you know what? I'm not going to put a clown face on these guys anymore, because their faces needs to be seen next to these zeros. It just needs to be seen. They can't hide behind clown emoji faces like I did on Instagram. They need to be seen. His eye with a 0 needs to be seen. It needs to be there in history books at some point. It needed to happen today. It happened. I just cannot understand what Napoli were doing. And I know these are not realistic ratings. Some people had an average game. But maybe if we look at effort, we're almost there. I think the only 2 players that really saved themselves are Lozano, Politano. You could argue Ospina tried to save a few shots. Tried to. Fact is, he has 5 goals in 2 games against him. And how many shots against him? Seven shots against him. He's conceded 5 goals. Now, are you going to tell me that every single one of these goals was unstoppable? I don't know. It could have gone down to 3 instead of 5. Would it have made a difference? Probably not. Still would have been horrible performances. But, I understand also where Gattuso's coming from with starting Ospina. And I talked about it on the Discord, guys. Link is in the comments. I talked about it on the Discord. I said, look, I understand Gattuso starting Ospina. He's the more experienced out of him and Meret. He can control the back line more. He's much more vocal than Meret, and he likes to come out during corners, and that's crucial, especially when you don't have Koulibaly playing. You want someone to come out, punch the ball away. That's fine, but you've got to give Meret a chance now against Juve on the weekend. You've got to. Ospina's conceded 5 goals. Something has to change. And I don't care if you've conceded 100 shots. If you've conceded 5 goals in 2 games, you have to change keeper when you've got someone like Meret on the bench. And, I've changed my mind from the start of the game. I thought, it was the right decision to put Ospina, but now I'm thinking Meret needs to start. Danny Baum is saying, I cry in terror when Bacca touches the ball. Bombs 77. There's a lot of bombs in the you guys like the username bombs or bomb stuff. Anyways, Bombs 777 saying, hopefully next year Osimhen will revive himself like Lozano has. El Analista is saying Napoli plus Mertens equals titles. Guys, Napoli have won less than 20% of games without Mertens. Less than 20. Are we a one-man team? Less than 20% without this great 33, 34-year-old playing for us. That's not good enough. Gurkan is saying, I'm not sold on this Osimhen guy. Guys, I don't want to be too hard on Osimhen, right? I don't want to be too hard because he is still suffering from his shoulder injury. But he had to do more. There was definitely a chance for him to do more. And I'm just going to, you know what, guys? There's 72 of us here, 59 likes. I'm just going to repeat it one more time before I go into the match analysis, that every like and sub, I will be donating 1 cent to the Fondazione Cannavaro Ferrara to help kids in Naples. And I'll do a separate video about that. Now let's actually go into, the pictures of this game. Let's actually get started with the analysis, guys. And thank you for everyone that's subscribing and liking. I really appreciate it. So, guys, we started off with a 4-3-3. All right, and this image is important. It's not just some stupid picture from kickoff, guys. This picture is important for one reason. It shows from the start how tight the midfield 3 are. And actually, I liked us in the first 10 minutes in midfield. I actually liked it. And I'll explain why. I'll explain why in a second. So this is a throw-in from Di Lorenzo. Gives the ball to Bakayoko. Bakayoko obviously gives it back to Di Lorenzo. Look how many options Di Lorenzo has. He can pass it back to Bakayoko. He can pass it to Zielinski. He can pass it to Elmas. He can go long to Lozano because everybody was there supporting each other within the first few minutes. All right? Everybody was on it for the first few minutes. I liked it. I thought, okay, we're getting somewhere. I always complain in other videos how we don't have enough people close by. Right? And then, you've got here Maksimovic giving the ball to Rahmani, but there's options. Bakayoko's in a good position. Elmas is in a good position. Zielinski's in a good position. And they're close enough to Bakayoko. So in case Bakayoko gets the ball on his left or on his right foot, he can one-touch pass it to them. It's a simple one-touch pass. There's enough space. They're in enough space that even if he's a meter off in his pass, Elmas should still be fine. He should still get to the ball first. So I like this positioning. I really did. And you can see here, Bakayoko going and asking for the ball. I haven't seen this in months. Probably since the Atalanta game in the first half of the season, actually going and asking for the ball. You've got Elmas coming to support Di Lorenzo as well. You've got Zielinski that's in a good position in case Bakayoko gets to the ball. I liked it, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. At the start of the game, I liked how Napoli was playing. But then we get to the goal, guys. And I don't care who in the defense is playing. I don't care. I don't care if this is Koulibaly, Manolas, Maximovic, Rahmani, Di Lorenzo, Hizai. I don't care. I don't care. But what happens here is ridiculous. Look at the line. Look at the line. Memorize the position of this line for the Zapata goal. They're at the edge of the D. And then look at the line when Zapata shoots, guys. Look at the line. We've backed off 5 meters. 5 meters. We've just allowed Zapata to get closer, not close him down, and obviously he picks a spot. What are you doing backing off like that? That is, I've been talking about this in recent lives, guys. I've been stressing this. Principles of football. It doesn't matter what formation or who is playing for your team. Principles of football. A player such as Zapata has the ball in that position. You go and you close the space. You close the space. You don't back off. You cannot back off in that position. I know this. Everybody knows this. If you're 13, you know this. You have to get your body in between you and the goal and the ball. You've got to. You've got to at least try to close in. If you guys draw a triangle between Zapata and the goal, there is no one in line trying to get anywhere near. What is Hizai doing in that position? What is he defending? Well, who is he defending in that position? He needs to cut in more. It is ridiculous. I cannot stress enough that this is a fundamental issue, and this has to be a Gattuso problem. This is a Gattuso problem, because if he doesn't tell these players to do that, then I don't know who is. And guys, saying Koulibaly, Manolas were away, is not good enough. It's not good enough. The youth team wouldn't make this mistake. So let me just read some of the comments in here saying, if you watched after, Baka, Maxi and another player all yelled at Hizai. Exactly. It's not even a Koulibaly or Manolas issue. It's a Hizai issue. But I mean, the whole defense backed off. That shouldn't happen. They need to stay in line. And then if that Pessina guy in the middle goes and runs beyond the line, that's great. He's going to be offside. But look, we back off. We keep him onside. We're keeping him onside. For what reason? So we did 2 mistakes. We kept Pessina onside and we didn't close Zapata. And I just cannot understand why we are doing some things. Maximus is saying, I don't know how much a meter is. I'm in the backwards USA, and for some reason don't use the metric system like the rest of the world. Oh man, this is why I've decided to go on YouTube, guys. Is because when Napoli loses, at least I can rely on some of your humor. Lorenzo is saying, "Rip GME, rip Napoli, rip Inter's new logo." So guys, Lorenzo is a good friend of mine who supports Inter. He's still on about GME. Anyways, Anthony Navarro saying, that was crazy. All our goals were mistakes. A meter is 3 yards for all the American friends. Guyer95 saying, what can you expect from 2 center backs like Maximovic and Rahmani and a trash player like Hizai? Shameful, poor coaching from Gattuso as well. Everything is wrong. Now let's go forward because the second goal is just as bad, guys. I mean, do I need to even explain? I put text in these things. Do I even need to explain it? You guys are all smart in the comments. You guys know football more than me, probably. Do I need to explain what's wrong with Maximovic and Rahmani in this position? You know what? Talking about the Fondazione Cannavaro Ferrara, do you think Cannavaro Ferrara back in the day, back in the 90s, would have left 2 meters, 6 feet for your Americans, would have left 6-7 feet of space between Zapata, Pessina, and themselves? No, they would have been closer. You gotta get tight. When Zapata gets the ball here, Maximovic is nowhere near close enough to put a foot in. Nowhere near. So what happens, obviously, is... I think this is it Gosens? I can't remember who passes the ball to Zapata. Muriel makes the space, drags Giovanni Di Lorenzo away. Pessina makes the run. And look at Rahmani, 2 meters behind Pessina. At least you've got to intersect any ball that comes behind you. You've got to make up your mind, Rahmani. You have to make up your mind. Either you get closer and you intercept the ball, or you stand back and you cover the space. You can't do neither, but that's what he does. Because look, he doesn't cover the space behind him when Zapata passes the ball. Look how much Rahmani is beaten by. Now he's a meter behind. How have you not done one or the other? How in the world have you not... How? I cannot understand this, guys. I mean, I don't play anywhere near defense. When I play football, I don't play defense, but these are just basic concepts. You know, and God forbid it was a defender in my place doing the stream. How did you start off 2 meters behind in your own box and fall back a meter by the time the ball's played? How in the world? And don't even get me started on Ospina's positioning. I haven't even highlighted that. But he's miles off wrong. Guys, Ospina is covering 1/3 of the goal, and it's the wrong part of the goal. He should be at least 2 feet more to his right. At least. And he's too much on his line. He needs to be tighter. He needs to be tighter on Pessina. He needs to be 2 feet to the right and 6 feet forward. I just don't understand. Graikurt is saying this is school ground level football. Paid professionals, by the way, saying Francesco Valenti. Francesco Valenti saying he's garbage. Maximovic is a disgrace. They all are. I just don't understand who's teaching these guys defensive movements, transitions. It just doesn't make any sense. And you know what, guys? You know what? I'm just going to look straight in the camera. It gets worse. Yes, it gets worse. How does it get worse, Dom? You may be asking. It gets worse. Not only do they score a 3rd goal, but the way they handle the ball. So this is the defensive aspect, but don't get me started on how we handle the ball when Rahmani and Maximovic have it. And guys, I'm very pleased to say I've got 71 viewers and 72 likes. That is amazing. Thank you guys. As you know, likes and subscribe. 1 like and 1 subscribe is a donation to the Cannavaro Ferrara Foundation. And let's just go on with defense. Every once in a while I need to just remind that. Apologies. So before actually we get into how the defense handles it, even at 2-0, right? I talked about the midfield, how they were very compact, very close together. And even at 2-0 in the first half, they continued to do that. I liked at least our positioning in midfield. But then what happens here? Bakayoko passes it to Insigne to Elmas, and then instead of Elmas going forward with the ball, Elmas has so many options. Instead of doing that, Elmas he has options to go forward, pass it to Zielinski, pass it wide to Di Lorenzo. You know what Elmas does? He passes it back to Rahmani. Pass it back to Rahmani. Atalanta, in this same position, they would have gone steaming forward. I don't understand why Napoli decide to play this football around the midfield and then pass it back. You're losing 2-0. Why are you passing back? You're in a good position. You've got players forward. You've got triangles you can work with. What are you doing? You've even got space to work. If you get the ball to Elmas right now, he could make a run down the middle. Passes it backwards. And this is what happens at later points. I have a lot of text there, but I'm just going to explain it. There was times that Insigne, in the first half, he had to go all the way back to Maximovic, to Rahmani to collect the ball. Why? Because Maximovic and Rahmani could not, for the life of them, build play. It's as if there was an invisible wall in front of Maksimovic and Rahmani saying you cannot go past this point. So Insigne had to go out of his normal position, go collect the ball, and play from the back. And so we lose a player up in attack. We're 2-0 down, we've lost Insigne, because now he has to be a deep playmaker. Why? Because Maksimovic can't go 5 meters forward when there's no one pressing him. The front three of Atalanta are 10 meters away. There's 6-7 body lengths of difference between Maksimovic and Zapata. He needs to be pressing up and keeping Insigne forward and then finding the pass. Why is Insigne coming back to collect this ball? I will never know. I will never know. These players, this is a representation of how these players, and in particular our center backs, don't have the courage, they don't have the attributes to be playing for a team like Napoli. And there's no wonder Sarri told Maksimovic to go off to Russia. Literally sent him to exile in Russia, in Spartak Moscow. Because this would have never been okay with Sarri. It would have never been okay. Ever. See what you guys are saying. Bakayoko always struggles fast-paced league. That's why he was a beast in League 1. He can't play in Serie A, Bundesliga, or EPL, as we've already seen. Napoli needs to get rid of him. That's true. That's true. And even at Monaco, it's not like he did amazing at Monaco. Monaco didn't go and buy him again. Chelsea didn't keep him on after seeing his performances at Monaco. Only Napoli decided to, because Gattuso wanted him. And he had a good start, but physically he's not able to keep up. He can play 3 good games after resting for 2 months, and then that's it. Guiller's95 saying, Chucky all day and the rest. For my Mexican friends, lo siento. Lo siento de verdad. Because Lozano deserves to be playing in a better team right now. Seriously. I feel sorry for you guys. Maximus is saying, it's deja vu with this team every game. Edge White saying, I think that's an important thing to discuss, as Lozano gets screamed at when he's not constantly sprinting while other players make constant mistakes. Guys, yeah, I mean, Lozano, the amount of effort he puts into this team is ridiculous. Anthony saying, I'm waiting for you to read what Gattuso said. Guys, I will read what Gattuso says. Let me just continue this analysis, because it gets worse. It gets worse when a certain Rahmani gets the ball. He's not pressed. He waits 5 seconds and 3 touches to then passing it to Bakayoko, who then just passes it back to him. That's what we do when we're losing 2-0. But look at his hand gestures. He's just like this. What do you want? You've got 4 players you can pass the ball to. You've got Di Lorenzo on your right. You've got Elmas coming to support you. Maksimovic on your left. Zielinski coming in. Bakayoko coming in. And you're still like this. What do you want? A 2-meter pass? How about you get forward? You're meant to get forward. There's no one pressing you. Get forward. Go. Run. Do something. And again later. Just waits with the ball. But if he goes forward, look how Napoli's positions could all of a sudden change. And we gain those 10 meters that instead of the midfield having to do that, it's Rahmani who does it. And that means the midfield doesn't have to work from their own half, which is very risky, but they can start moving the ball within Atalanta's half. Or closer to Atalanta's half. It's less risky. We can take more chances. We can get the ball forward more. But no, Rahmani doesn't want to do that. Why he's playing from so far back, I don't know. And then to his credit, he tries. He has the ball here. Look at the time, 43:56. He tries. He takes about 6 touches. 5 seconds later, somehow, he messes up this pass to Elmas. How? How did he lob Elmas? He lobbed Elmas. At that point, I decided, you know what? I can't keep my cool in the live stream, because these players are just overpaid, disgraceful, lack of courage, lack of concentration, lack of taking responsibility. Everything is wrong with these players. They can't make a simple 2-meter pass. How do you lob a player? How? It's more difficult to miss that pass. And this is what Gattuso had to say about it at halftime. Okay, he made some changes. I'm just going through the game with you guys, okay? And don't worry, I'll get to reading Gattuso. We'll discuss the stats and all that. I'm just going through the game for maybe anyone that's missed it. But this is what Gattuso had to think. He substituted Mairuian for Hizai, put Politano instead of Elmas, moved to a 4-2-3-1. And we got a goal. We got a scrappy goal. Bakayoko with a shot that I think deflected between Osimhen and the defender there. But look at Chucky Lozano. He's not in this frame. And then, 1 second later, there he is. There's our Chucky Lozano. And he scores. Stretches to get to the ball. The keeper saves it. Gets the rebound. Puts it in. But look at where he was half a second ago. Not even there. He believes in it. And he gets it. Nicola Pagano is saying, are you English? No, I'm Italian. I just live abroad. But I'm from Naples. I just analyze Napoli games because, I'm from Naples. I live in the UK, so I can do this channel in English and give something to English-speaking people, because there's a lot of newspapers and radios and TVs for Italian-speaking people, but nothing really for English-speaking people. So Chucky is Chucky's great. Always on it, always believes in it, sniffs the opportunity. I love it. I love him. And then this is the Osimhen chance, guys. So look at his position. The ball that's played to him is too far forward. It's too far. It's a bad pass. Look at where he has to get the ball. Look. The ball could have been played so much closer. That would have meant Osimhen didn't have to stretch for the ball. And he could have had a good shot. But look at the pass, guys. What could Osimhen do? He was stretching. Okay, maybe he could have scored. But the problem is the pass. Now, some of you guys might disagree. Oh, Osimhen is stupid. Osimhen is not worth. But guys, for me, the problem is the pass. I'm like, at this level, you need to pass the ball better. You can't pass it inside the 6-yard box. That's the goalkeeper's ball 99 times out of 100. You can't put the ball there from that position. Sorry, I went forward. From that position, you can't put the ball in the 6-yard box. It needs to be between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot, not inside. So anyone blaming Osimhen for this, don't. Just don't. And moving forward, guys, because I can't wait to finish analyzing Napoli because I'm giving myself PTSD. The third goal is a copy of the second goal. You've got the same guy, Pessina, going from a far back position. You've got this defense which makes no sense. You've got such a large gap. I don't know who's marking who. Maksimovic can't be in that position. Maksimovic can't. Yes, it's correct to press, but when you like we said for the first goal against Zapata, but when you press, you got to get closer. You can't press halfway, because if you're halfway, not only do you leave a space behind you, but you're not close enough to intersect the ball. So you've got to decide. Either you stay your line, don't go back. Either you stay your line or you get to the player. But this middle position here, it's useless. It's useless. Okay? Completely useless. He gets caught out. Pessina can exploit that position. Zapata gives him the ball. Rahmani, again, is like too far away. Doesn't get near enough to Zapata. And then Pessina is able to chip the ball when he receives it over Ospina. But questions need to be asked about Maximovic's position. No one picked up the run from Pessina. No one was alert. You're losing 2-1. You've got a chance with one goal. With one goal to go through, and you blow it. You blow it. Horrible positioning. And that's the end. That's the end of the slides, guys. That's the end of the technical analysis of how this Napoli team is worse. Is the worst Napoli team I've seen in a long time. In a long time. So I think it's time now to read some of your comments and then to go finally, Anthony, into what Gattuso says. And I hope it's steamy. But before I read the comments and go and do that, guys, remember, 1 like or sub, I will donate a cent to the Fondazione Cannavaro Ferrara. I will make a video about this, I think maybe over the weekend. And I think from the next video onwards, I'll put a link into the description so you guys can actually donate yourselves if you feel like you want to donate to this foundation after I explain it a bit more. Nicola Pagano is saying Forza Juve. You know what, man? I mean, you do you. You're a Juve fan, sure, great. You know, I don't hate on Juve. I don't do that. You know, I said it with other people that come in, other fans that come in. You know, I've got Milan, Inter, Juve fans that follow this channel and they don't spam or troll because we talk about football. We study football here, okay? We analyze football. It's not even about Napoli at some points. It's just about, you know, you sit down and you talk about football, basic concepts, and you know, you support Juve. Congrats, man. Congrats. I hope I hope things go the way you want them to go. Anyways, Anthony Navarro is saying, Sebastian D, for his sake, I would take the deal because he deserves better than us right now, but I would build around him. What are you guys? What is Sebastian D saying? Napoli talk. If top team offers 65 million for Lozano, would you take the money? Personally, if I was Napoli, I wouldn't. If I was Lozano, I would run away. Okay, yeah. Danny Bum saying Lavezzi is a club legend in my opinion. Roberto Luongo saying I want the tiki-taka identity back. Napoli used to move so beautifully without the ball. It was always built from the back. We lost that identity sadly. We like to see that back. Guys, unfortunately, we can't play tiki-taka football if Napoli starts our play from the edge of our own box when we're not even getting pressed. With Sarri, we pushed up and we basically had Koulibaly and Albiol at the end of the center circle. Sometimes when we really had to go for it, Albiol and Koulibaly were both inside the opposition half. Now that was Sarri ball. I would like to see Sarri ball back. I don't necessarily want it to be with Sarri, because I think what he did, was just not cool. Nicola Pagano, listen, man, Napoli loses them all. I mean, yeah, we know that, dude. We know we lose them all. I think, Nicola, if you could, like, I don't know, smash that like button or something. I hope you don't dislike. That would be cool. Guys, seriously, no. If you're a rival fan, guys, I mean, you're welcome to stay on the channel. Just, don't troll and stuff like that. Sometimes I even give you guys way too much publicity. Yeah. Anyways, Anthony Navarro is saying, Nicola Pagano, you're already warned, just don't troll, dude. No one even talking about Juve. Exactly, man. I mean, I don't really care what Juve does. You guys could win, lose. I don't really care. All I care about is Napoli. So, you do you. Don't you have better things to do, man? Anyways, let's go read what Gattuso has to say, guys, because Anthony was talking about it. Guys, yeah. Before I do that, big comments from Giuseppe and Anthony, so let me just read that first, saying we have to rebuild the team on these players: Meret, Di Lorenzo, Manolas, Koulibaly, Demme, Fabian, Elma, Zielinski, Lozano, Politano, and Osimhen. Insigne and Mertens are experienced players, and that's all. Anthony saying, here's my piece: 2015-18, we had the heart and Katsima, but against the big teams in the Champions League and Juve, we had didn't know if we belonged mentality. During those years, we just couldn't get it done. Yeah, I agree with both of you. And all right, man. All right, Nicola, I'm just gonna block you, man, because sorry, man. There we go. I like it because you guys can literally see me doing that live. So there we go. No, you didn't miss the Gattuso conference, Maximus. I'm getting to it right now. I was just replying to some of the comments. Let's see here. All right, I'm just trying to load that up for you guys. Make sure you smash that like button if you enjoyed me blocking Nicola Pagano, guys. Let's see. Gattuso has a press conference. Rahmani made an interview. Guys, who interviewed Rahmani? Come on, are you serious? Can I go into what Rahmani said, because I actually want to see what this guy's about. So Rahmani says it was a difficult game. We know Atalanta plays a certain type of football which is very fast and high pressure. We could have we tried to play from the back to then go forward. Man, Rahmani, trying is a good word. You really did not play from the back. You created mistakes from the back. They ask him if he likes playing in a back four instead of the back three that he had at Verona, and he's saying when you change teams, it's always difficult. No player, however, can decide what formation they want to play in. Everyone has different ideas, but what is important is the idea of the coach. They ask him, you played with Pessina at Verona. He was a big problem for you. And he said, yes, because he came in from the back and he's very good at doing it. Even with Verona, he used to do this. It's part of his game. We are friends. What? Edgewise is saying, yes, the stream is a bit laggy. Yeah, guys, there's a lot of people entering and leaving the stream. I'm sorry about this. Let's just give it a minute. I'm just gonna write in the comments, is the stream better? We're still struggling here with the stream, maybe. Let me know in the comments if it's better, guys, before I go on to Gattuso. Not much, guys. There's a load of you. There's a load of you coming and going. I'll try to get this sorted out, guys. There's not so much I can do, but for anyone that is able to follow, it must be said, guys, that hearing Rahmani say that he played with Pessina and Pessina was the one creating all the difficulties for Napoli is ridiculous. I mean, out of all the players that shouldn't have been a problem for Napoli, it should have been Pessina, because Rahmani should know exactly how he plays, and yet Rahmani got played by Pessina. Unfortunately, it's still laggy. You should make your face cam smaller. It didn't lag when it was in the right bottom corner. All right, let me switch that out then. Let me go into this mode right here. Maybe it's better if I have the face cam a bit lower, guys, instead of the big face cam. I should do live reactions for the Juve game. That's funny. All right, guys, let me know if this is better. I think it should be. Jesse saying I had to leave and come back due to freezing stream. It is working better now for me. Okay, yeah, guys. I'm sorry about this. Sorry about that. I'll try to get it fixed. I don't know why YouTube screws me over like this. Anyways, Gattuso press conference. It's important. So I'm gonna start. And Gattuso says, we could have done a lot better on all 3 goals. In the first half, we struggled a lot, but in the second half, we kept everyone there. We reopened the game, and on the third goal, the third goal killed us. Then they ask him another few questions. And Gattuso justifies himself saying another team after that start would have conceded 4 to 5 goals. Instead, the team reacted. We know that this is not enough. Guys, how is Gattuso justifying the fact that, oh, we conceded 2 goals, at least it wasn't 5? This is where I'm starting to lose faith in Gattuso, because no serious coach would put in, and then he says, yeah, but we can do better. But no serious coach would say that in the first place. That, oh, yeah, we conceded 2-3 goals, but hey, it wasn't 4 or 5. What? That's like a murderer saying, oh yeah, like I killed 1 person, but hey, at least I'm not a serial killer. At least I didn't kill 3 or 4. It just doesn't work like that. You shouldn't be conceding any goals. I don't get it. Aitan3 saying, hello boys, your opinion on Rea and Montella. Oh guys, not Montella, please. Montella, he didn't do well for Roma. He didn't do well the second time for Fiorentina. Let him, it's just going to be a Gattuso 2.0. I think we need a more experienced coach. And I think we need a media-trained coach. And I think we need someone that has proven in the past that he can handle the pressure of a place like Napoli. So, I think with this comment that at least we didn't concede 4 or 5 goals, I think Gattuso, I'm now part of the Gattuso out train, because I think it's the first time in my life that I've heard a Napoli coach say, well, at least we didn't concede 4 or 5. This is worse than when Mazzarri used to say, well, at least it didn't rain. Or, oh, the pitch was wet. They ask him about Osimhen, and he's saying, look, it's not easy coming back and playing after 94 games. He's not got the acceleration, which is his primary skill. He can do a lot more, but yeah, Gattuso's saying we're basically don't judge Osimhen right now because he's without his primary strength. Sorry, guys. About the change of formation in the second half, he said Insigne had very little space on the left, so I decided to put him in the middle so that he could go all out, that he could play all out in the opposition half. Politano is in form, he gets past your man, so for these reasons I passed to a 4-2-3-1. Gattuso, for me that was too little, too late. That should have been your starting formation. We played 3 times now against Atalanta, and we've played 4-2-3-1 at the start of the season, won 4-1. We played a 3-4-3 and tied 0-0, and then we played a 4-3-3 in this game. Why not just go back to a 4-2-3-1 since we beat Atalanta 4-1 away from home at the start of the season? You've got Politano and Lozano that can play, 2 most informed players. You've got Osimhen back, which is his preferred formation. It just doesn't make sense to me. And they ask him about Juventus on Saturday, and he's saying, in this moment, we have to restart. It's true that we say from a long time. Today, for example, our center backs, they've never played together. What? So now Gattuso is saying, we lost today because our center backs never played together, as if he's not the one that decides the formations. He's the one that on the, what day are we, guys? What day are we? 10th of February. So he's the one that 6 months into the season is like, oh, I've never played this center back pairing before. This is why we lost. What about every time in training? What about all the Europa League games that you should have been playing those players and giving Koulibaly and Manolas a rest? Koulibaly missed a few games earlier in the season because of injury, because of a muscular injury, because you were playing him in stupid Europa League games that we could have actually gone and won even with our youth team. And even then we struggled. We lost to AZ and we tied against Rijeka, or we had a horrible game against Rijeka. I can't even remember. Are you serious? Now he's blaming his own choices in the past and not even realizing what he's saying. Oh, guys, I said it in the Discord. Napoli Talk goes rogue today. Napoli Talk goes rogue, guys. I mean, you guys have never seen me like this, and I try not to be like this. You know, I try to be as calm, composed, objective as possible, but this hurts me on almost a personal level, because when he makes these press conferences, he's talking to the fans. All right, this is what you guys have to understand. He's not talking to the media, but he's talking to the fans. All right, and what does he think we're stupid? Does he not think that does he not realize that we know how things actually are? I am disgusted in Gattuso's press conferences lately because I feel personally attacked. Danny Bomb 2.0 is saying Napoli Talk for the Juve game is going to be tough. Happy Valentine's Day. Guys, for anyone, with boyfriends, girlfriends, wife, husbands, thankfully this game is on the 13th and not on the 14th. I suggest you actually celebrate Valentine's on the 12th, because that way then for sure Napoli won't intoxicate it. For sure. So, make that arrangement with whoever, because, guys, I do not think it's a good idea to be celebrating on the 14th or 13th, guys. So, this is Napoli Talk life advice. Anthony's saying, I feel very attacked, for sure. I mean, does Gattuso think we're stupid? It's his choice that we've never played Rahmani Maksimovic before. He says today we were broken in defense. We were broken very little in defense. We remained always in position. That is wrong. The defensive positioning was horrible, and we saw that in all the goals. We have to improve some of the mechanisms, but playing every 3 games is tough. No, Gattuso, no. No. I have not played every 3 games. I have a broken ACL at the moment, and I could go into that Napoli team and at least position myself better than these players. I can guarantee you. I'm saying it in front of all you guys. Put me in that team. Put anyone on this chat in that team and go. Whose birthday is it, guys? Maximus? Maximus, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. It's a special birthday. In one way, you won't. At least you're celebrating it with another few tens of people. It's not something most people in lockdown can't say, but you've got a platform here where you've got tens of people saying happy birthday to you, man. So, think positive. Forget about the Napoli game. Sebastian D, first time seeing Napoli Talk rage like this. Yeah, I don't like to do that, but sometimes it has to be done because Gattuso, I feel, is definitely attacking us on a personal level. He's saying how, they play every 3 games, every 3 days and all that. Guys, we're talking about him messing up some basic football principles. The Zapata goal should never happen. The other 2 goals should never happen. Even if you put a random team of players together, they will never concede that goal if they know how to play football. Never. what did De Laurentiis say before the game? They asked him, and he said nothing. I didn't talk to De Laurentiis. Interesting. Then his actual press conference. That was his conversation with Rai. His actual press conference. Anthony says he's got to hit the gym. Love that, guys. Hit the gym. Make sure you get in shape this year. Summer's coming. Anthony, go hit the gym. Catch my live when you have time. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna continue with the press conference. We're basically all friends here now. I've created this, which is something I'm actually really pleased about. Anyways, Gattuso is saying in his press conference, we're doing a lot of things that are right, but we're getting quite unlucky. However, in the first 2 goals, we could have done a lot better. We did 2 mistakes and conceded 2 goals for it. Well, what do you expect at this level? You're playing against Atalanta. In the second half, we did change something on a tactical level, but we always talk about something that's missing. We pay the price for the mistakes. We play every 3 days. Now we have to go for it. Guys, the whole we pay for every mistake we made. Guys, it's not, that shouldn't be an excuse, because the mistakes that we made, you can't consider it as a mistake. They are serious mistakes. You are meant to be getting punished for those things. You're meant to be getting punished. If Maksimovic passes the ball straight to a Genoa player against Genoa, of course you're going to be punished. That's a big mistake. If the defensive line retreats 5 meters when Zapata has the ball outside the box, you're going to get punished. When you are positioned so poorly and then you don't close off the space in front or behind you, of course you're going to get punished, as we saw in the tactical review. Of course that's going to happen. Those are not small mistakes. They're big fundamental mistakes. Against Juventus, will anyone recover? Manolas will be out for 1 month, so worse than expected. I put an Instagram post saying 3 weeks, but apparently it's 1 month. Koulibaly is out for COVID. All the COVID cases, they lasted at least 20 days. We're happy that Osimhen played 79 minutes, but he's still not the player that we were used to before. We have to give everyone huge congratulations, because if you're against another team and you play against Atalanta like this, it could have gone even worse. The positives, I'm going to talk about quality of football. If you're not good enough, then you can't keep Atalanta at bay. That's the comforting signal. What? So you lose 3-0, and you were losing 2-0. Atalanta backed off, because Atalanta actually have a Serie A that they can chase down. Atalanta actually have a shot of getting into the Champions League. So at 2-0, they backed off. And if you're saying that's us, doing something about it, you're completely mistaken. Completely mistaken, because the only reason that Napoli scored a goal was a lucky deflection. So you can talk about all you want about how we're so unlucky, but our own goal was lucky. So, just don't Gattuso, please don't. If you think we're stupid, then just say that. But you can't come out and say stuff like that to the fans. And they're asking him if this is the most complex situation he's been in as a coach, and he's saying, no, I've gone through much more difficult things in different categories. It's a different type of football. We're playing in a different way without fans, and every 3 days, again, everyone's doing that, man. Everyone does it, he says it himself, but I've never expected to play a football like this in my life. Well, all the other coaches I don't get this. What kind of excuse is this? Gasperini could be saying the same thing, and yet he won 3-1. They ask him if Juventus is going to be the last game, and he's saying, I don't know. You have to ask the club. The captain of the ship is me. When things go wrong, I am to blame. I can't think that this is the second to last or last game. I have to work, and I have to give confidence to my players. I am a coach. It is how it is. I won't be the first nor the last, but I have the duty to go and try this until the end. For me, that sounds a lot like Gattuso is saying that it is his last game against Juventus if he doesn't win. I cannot imagine a Napoli team that will have gone loss against Juventus, loss against Atalanta, loss against Genoa, draw against Atalanta, win against Parma, but loss against Verona. That's one win in I don't know how many games. But I cannot imagine any other top 8 coach that would have gone through a similar phase and not get kicked out, regardless of injuries, regardless of COVID, of playing every 3 days, no fans, your tummy hurts, your eye hurts. I don't care, man. I don't care. You've got to find a solution. I haven't even talked about all the youth players that you called up and you didn't use one of them. You put Lobotka in. Surely you have to score goals. You'd say, you know what, let's put in Cioffi. You know what, let's put in Zedatka. Let's see what these guys can do. Maybe they're the ones that have, that something extra. But you'll never know if you don't try that. You'll never know. So, honestly, guys, for those of you that have followed this channel, I have supported Gattuso from the very first day that I started Napoli Talk, which was straight after COVID, to just about today. I was defending him before. I really was. I really, really was. I was defending him. I was saying, all that stuff that, he needs time and all that. But some of the stuff that he's saying is ridiculous. Another team would have got 5 goals against them. Guys, come on. Come on, guys. And, to make matters worse, Ancelotti beat Mourinho in the FA Cup. So Ancelotti's doing well for Everton. That's good to know. Probably Gattuso's going to get fired from Napoli and he's going to win, the coach Ballon d'Or the next year. And Ancelotti's going to win the Premier League or something. Or get Everton into Champions League after 20 plus years. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Age-wise is saying, I DM'd Dom before the match, excited about our youth call-ups. I was so mad when I saw Lobo come on instead. Man, I know. He DM'd me on Instagram. I replied, it's very exciting. After that, I actually started doing a lot of research on the 3 youth players that were called up, Costanzo, Cioffi, and Zedarka. I was thinking I'm going to make a video about this on the weekend. I'm going to explain who these players are to you guys. But really, do I need to? What's the point of me making a video about these players if they will never see the light of day with Napoli? Ever. As long as Gattuso's there. In 13 months, he's given Cioffi 6 minutes. That's the only youth player we've managed to get onto the field. It's frustrating, guys. It really is. It really, really is. Let me remind you guys, I'm not gonna remind you guys too often, but let me remind you guys that 1 like or sub does equal 1 cent to the Fondazione Cannavaro Ferrara. For anyone new that has joined, let me actually copy this graphic into the one that I have here. If you just bear with me for a second. But let me just load this up, guys. I'm just gonna put that here for now. Give me a minute. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to remind people to like and subscribe. If you haven't done so, just bear with me for a sec. Anyways, guys, moving on. Because this is giving me a bit of problem. There we go, guys. Apologies. There we go. I'm doing this all live, so apologies. But yeah, 1 like, 1 sub is 1 cent to this foundation. Video coming out soon explaining that. Anyways, we haven't talked much about the stats in this game, guys, and I think we need to. We need to because it's tradition. We talk about stats. We try to analyze. So actually, let's start with the lineups. We had a 4-3-3. We all know that. These are the players that came off. In place of them were other players, Politano, Hizai, Lobotka, Petagna, and I am missing someone. Demme. I'm missing someone. Yeah, Demme. That was it. And if we look at the stats, guys, all these shots on target came in the second half. In the first half, we were useless. Possession, we beat Atalanta in that, but really it was so much sideways possession. As you guys saw at the start of the video, you know, it was Maksimovic and Rahmani holding on to the ball too much. They were just not going forward with it. It's just really bad. And the problem is that we actually started the game quite well the first, 5-6 minutes, and then we couldn't react in the first half after the first 2 goals. But it's a shame. It's a shame. The stats they don't even paint any picture of the game. You would think by these stats that Napoli actually, they had a good game, lots of passes, good possession, few shots on target, 5 corners each. But actually, it was just that Atalanta at 2-0 stopped playing. We scored a goal, and then when they felt like, all right, maybe we should score 3rd just to be sure, they did. So that's really what happened over there. Perhaps I can even show you guys what our next fixtures are. Right, so we've just finished this one. The final will be Atalanta-Juventus. We've got Juventus on Saturday. Warning, try to celebrate St. Valentine's the day before. For any of you guys that will, because you don't want to do it on Saturday. You don't want to do it on Sunday. Just don't. Then we've got our Europa League, which starts, and I'm somewhat confident for that. Granada are a decent team, but I think they don't really have that experience in Europe. They could, their legs could tremble a bit, but, they could also be going all out and saying, you know what, Napoli, they seem like a hurt, injured animal. Let's go and finish them off. Who knows? But that's coming in a week on Thursday. And then we've got some tough games in the league. We've got Atalanta again, unfortunately. And we've got the derby with Benevento. Benevento are so hit and miss. They could have a really good game or a really bad game like they did against Inter, but it's still a derby. So we've got Juventus, Atalanta, derby, Sassuolo, who, they play, Sassuolo and Bologna, they play only, 4 times a month. They're rested. They've got to climb up the table. The Zerbi against Napoli will want to show that, he's up for the job. And Bologna is always a tough game. It's always a tough game. And then we've got even more tough games against Milan and Roma. So it's going to be a difficult few months. I think from Napoli-Crotone onwards, at least until, these 2 games, Napoli-Sampdoria, it should be okay. I do expect wins from that, even though historically we suffer against Sampdoria. So, guys, who knows? Then we've got Milan and Lazio. Inter Milan and Lazio away. There's so many away games. We've got Inter, Lazio, Milan, and Roma away. Atalanta away. The only game that we have at home is against Juventus. But then we've also got to play the away game at Juventus. So honestly, we're screwed. We're screwed, guys. We're just screwed. It's not looking good. I think the potential to drop further down the league is definitely there. Very tough games, away at away at Atalanta, playing against Juve, playing against Derby in against Benevento. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and I don't see this team coming out of there intact, honestly. And I'm usually very positive, but we'll struggle to stay within the top 8. If I had to put money into this, I would say we'd struggle to stay in the top 8. I just see Lazio, Atalanta doing much better than us. Roma as well. And who knows if Sassuolo will catch us, or Verona. Probably not, but you never know. Giuseppe Serrao is saying Inter and Lazio are Napoli, not away. Did I read that wrong? I read that wrong. Thank you. I think, guys, that is a signal for me to finish the live. It is 11:20 here in the UK, and I've got work tomorrow, guys. Luckily, it's work from home, as most of you guys have experienced this year. But, guys, just one last reminder. 1 like or sub equals 1 cent to this foundation to help kids in Naples. So do that if you haven't already done so. I'm sure all of you have that have been watching this live. And thank you again for joining. Hopefully, better result next time. But Maxim is saying, it's bad when Dom is finally pissed off. Yeah, guys, I mean, I've done this now for 6-7 months, and this is the first time I've been mad, and we've had some bad performances in the past, so you've hit a low point when I lose my cool. So Villas Boas just resigned from Marseille. What do you think? Whoa, I'm not gonna finish this live because that's big news. Whoa. Giuseppe, that is huge news. This is the curse of Milik. Curse of Milik, drives people crazy. Every club he touches just turns to trash. No, Marseille was already in a bad situation, but Villas Boas to Napoli is going to happen. I've said it here. 11:20 p.m. Napoli talk. It's going to happen because De Laurentiis has tried doing that before. He's tried it before. I can't remember if it was before Benitez or whether it was before Sarri, but Villas Boas was on his short list. At the time, Villas Boas, he had an experience with Chelsea or was about to join Chelsea. So his career, he thought he could, snub Napoli to go to Chelsea and do something with Chelsea. I think that so, and then he got fired from Chelsea that year when he got fired, and then Chelsea won the Champions League. But De Laurentiis has tried that before. He's free. He's probably the best free manager you could get right now because Allegri is not joining this Napoli. Spalletti, I don't want him, and he costs way too much. Villas Boas could definitely be an option. He's got international experience, did well with Porto, has struggled in other places. But I think he's a good coach, guys. I think you guys are saying, no, Villas Boas is bad. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, you guys are all saying it's bad. You guys are thanking me for the streams. No, guys, thank you for joining the streams. I should be the opposite. I should be thanking you guys. I wonder if Villas Boas joins Napoli and Milik follows him. Like Villas Boas asks to have Milik back. That would be hilarious. I don't even want to think about that, to be honest. But I can see that happening. Guys, I mean, we're desperate at this point. We're desperate, and I'm done with Gattuso. I'm done. I've decided today onwards I'm done why not Villas-Boas? Can't be worse. Can't be worse, guys. But yeah. Otherwise, Mazzarri. Exactly. Giuseppe saying he hasn't been so successful lately, but he's the kind of manager that ADL likes. This is a manager that, is young, fresh. He's got room to grow, wants to prove it still. It's a type of profile that international. It's a type of profile that De Laurentiis likes. And I honestly think that he wouldn't be a bad fit. I would rather have Villas-Boas than someone like Juric or Italiano, who's never played the Champions League before. But again, it depends. It depends what you want from Napoli. Do we restructure and we say forget Champions League? Let's just focus on rebuilding a team, rebuilding an identity with new players. Then fine, go with Juric, go with Italiano. For the teams that they've done a good job. Or do you say, no, this team is still good enough to play Champions League football. Let's get a Champions League level coach in there. Villas-Boas has the experience, hasn't done amazing there, but, I think it's... I think the situations he was in were not easy. Marseille is not easy. They've got an aging group of players. It's a difficult place to do your football. Chelsea wasn't easy. You've got players that basically decide the coach there. You could argue Naples isn't easy, but who knows? We've seen managers struggle elsewhere with Chelsea and Juve, but we're good at Napoli, such as Sarri. So we'll see. Giuseppe is saying, so with Villas-Boas, you start a new project. With Mazzarri, it would be just a temporary solution. I think with Mazzarri, it could also be a new project. I mean, I think either way, we need to start a new project, actually. It's just, yeah. Yeah, we'll see. That's big news. And I'm sure De Laurentiis will have a call. I'm sure. And Villas-Boas is someone that he wants to coach. He's not going to want to sit around for too long. So who knows? Yeah. But anyways, guys, thank you for the 90 likes on this stream, and we'll know more about it in the next few days. And hopefully, there's going to be some positive news. That's all I'll say. Anyways, guys, this time I'll really head off. Thank you for watching Napoli Talk, and Forza Napoli sempre.